down in Durango, the district attorney for La Plata County, and he said I could share this publicly. And I shared it at a Know Your Rights training I did last week down there. They're investigating and possibly going to file assault charges against an ICE agent for what happened during a demonstration down there. No one's above the law, and we need people to step up and say that and actually do it right now.
Wait, where's that? This is fascinating. So I had a couple follow-ups here because
Sure.
there's such a tense moment right now about state versus federal rights. And Democrats are now all about state rights, and the Republicans who are about state rights are gone now. Surprise there. What would happen? What's happening in Durango with the ICE agent who was charged for assault? Is he still in the state?
He's being investigated for assault.
So, he's being investigated for assault,
Yes.
right? Let's just, I know you can't deal with hypotheticals too much, but if we did go forward with this, say something like what happened to Renee Good, unfortunately, tragically happens in Colorado or in Boulder, right, where you're at, or your attorney general or your district attorney right now, right? And you do an investigation and you find that this ICE agent committed murder, right? Would you be able to order local police to go arrest that ICE agent if the federal folks are not cooperating?
Well, I hope, obviously, that it does not happen in Colorado. But the answer to your question is yes.
And then what happens if they don't agree?
Well, that would be, and I don't say this lightly, it would be a really dark day in American history, but law enforcement would have to take action to secure that person and take them into custody. So, for example, we had 2 Boulder sheriff's deputies who took someone into custody. They were taking them to an alcohol recovery center a couple of years ago. And when they arrived, he was unconscious, and ultimately he died because of how they positioned him in the back of the van. So we investigated that with our multi-agency team and ultimately determined that they were responsible for his death. Wow. And we issued a warrant for their arrest. The warrant was signed by the court. And then we had local law enforcement, including investigators from my office, go out and take the sheriff's deputies into custody, and they're both in state prison now. So it could be, to your point, Deep, it's awkward and difficult, but we have to work through it because people have to be held responsible when they commit crimes. And I want to emphasize that case and also what's happening in Minneapolis, there should be and has to be a full and fair investigation. Because the worst thing to do would be to charge someone with a crime and then fail to deliver. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to see them rush and on day 2 make a determination and say he's being charged with murder, and then a year from now have him acquitted. That doesn't instill confidence in the justice system and in our democracy. But there has to be a full and fair investigation.